Hey guys, welcome to this video. So today I've done something a bit different to what I usually do, and essentially I've come up with 5 archetypes, of which one is meta and 4 are most definitely casual. And I've given my friend who's completely new to the game, he doesn't know anything about the competitive scene. He's mainly got into it through Master Duel. I'm going to show him a boss monster, a spell, and a trap from each of these decks within the archetype, and he has to tell me which one he thinks is the meta deck. This was a lot of fun to record, and I would appreciate any feedback or any thoughts on similar videos I could do to this in the future, or just anything in particular. Um, and I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe to show your support if you do enjoy my content. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you 5 decks, and from those 5 decks, I'm going to show you one boss monster, one spell, and one trap card. And I want you to try and pick what you think is the best deck objectively from those 5 decks that I will show you. Do
Right,
you,
awesome.
does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Let's do it.
So the first archetype is Amazoness. You can take a read of these cards, see what you make of them. Um,
I shall I'll full screen this so we can have a closer look.
Yeah, I was going to say small text is funky.
This seems like wrong one. Okay, that Amazon Empress is pretty strong. Okay, that village works pretty well with it.
So, what do you? I'll let you read on slot.
One. Wow, okay, Amazon S seems pretty strong.
So, what's your
What are
initial
your thoughts?
impressions? Do you think it's just a
On
strong?
power level, from I would say 1 to 10, I would give this so far probably about a solid 8. For me, it's probably
Interesting.
going to be something more
Okay.
powerful.
Well, let's see the second archetype then. This is Spright.
Oh, okay. I'm not
I
too
will
sure about this.
contextualize quickly. Sprites, because obviously it's Xyz monsters. Sprites are all level twos.
All level twos. Okay.
Yeah.
This card's XYZ saying you can treat link two monsters. Hmm. Hmm. I don't like this already.
Is it you don't like the deck, or what are your
I I
thoughts?
I I don't think it's strong as such. That like if that's a boss monster from it, I'm expecting around 3k in attack. There are basic cards that do higher
It
attacks and
if it has
extra
a
damage.
fusion sync or Xyz or link, its attack comes doubled, so it does
Still,
become 32.
not that great.
Interesting.
I don't think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on par with Amazon S stuff yet.
Okay.
You'd have to be pretty lucky, I think, to get it on that kind of level. So I would say probably solid. Ooh, I'm at 6.5. 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. Interesting. The third archetype is Warrocks. So,
Wow, this seems very Viking-y, so I could become biased here.
oh no, we can't have any bias.
No, mustn't be biased. Right, Warrock. Um,
Warrock Mountain. Yes, Warrock Mountain is yes. Now you won't know this reference, but I think some people in the comments might, or in watching this. So what are your
all
thoughts?
monsters are. Hang on. At the
Yep.
start of the battle phase, if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are warrior monsters, you can special summon one Warrock monster from your hand with a different name at the
All the
beginning of the
Warrocks are
charge
warriors as well, by the way.
if your warrior short out card scrape edge. Okay, I'm liking this already, although I'm not sure it's still equivalent to the Amazon S. I think I'd
Interesting.
say it's probably about 7.5. I don't think it's as strong,
I
but I
will
think it's nearly
I will contextualize. So Rourke Basileos is a just an effect monster you can make, whereas Empress and some of the other Amazes bosses are fusions, so they do require a fusion spell card to make them, and that will be involving combining an Amazoness Queen and an Amazoness monster. But
Yes, I read that.
yeah, okay, good.
So what you can just straight up just summon the War Basileus, whatever it's called, Warrock Basileos, is it? I don't know how
Yes,
to
you
say it.
can.
You can just straight up summon him. Sweet. Okay, that does give him a little bit of an advantage then over the Amazoness actually,
Yeah,
because he can just be straight
interesting.
summoned.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them on par with the Amazoness. I'm gonna say 8.
Okay. Let's go on to the next one then, which is Cyber Dragons.
I'm biased. Biased. God damn it! You've put this in here deliberately.
Do you know about this
I
deck?
like the dragons. No, I like
Ah,
dragons.
I will give a bit of context. A lot of
You have to combine 3 dragons to get the
Cy-
cyber
I
engine.
will say
That's
a
a bit.
lot of the Cyber Dragon monsters have effects that actually make it Cyber Dragon itself. See, the name thing isn't too much of an issue because obviously some of this
Yeah,
stuff
it's the
will need
same thing with
context.
like the branded stuff. Even if you place an Albion the Shrouded,
Yeah,
he's still called Fallen Valbaz.
yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
Okay. But the thing is, you have to combine 3 of them to get him, but he is powerful.
Yeah, he's a chunky boy.
So if he attacks a defense, he inflicts piercing battle damage. What is piercing battle damage?
So if you're attacking a defense position monster, if it's like it's in attack position essentially, so it will deal different. If it's higher attack, it will do
like
damage
the
through the
defense
defense.
minus.
Yeah,
So
so
the defense, and then the rest the leftover will go to LP.
yes.
Sweet. Can only be done with the above fusion materials, so you can't do it as in like a other way. You have to special summon that.
Well, no, you can special summon it, but a fusion summon has to be with the above materials.
Jesus. Okay. Fusion summon one fusion. I feel like that's a pretty scuffed deck. I feel like that's going to be hard to actually pull off.
Yeah,
I feel like you have to get kind of lucky-ish.
interesting.
Not like lucky. I don't really know the word to say or what I mean. Like,
You had to get the right combination of cards. Is that what you're thinking?
yes, I feel like it's very dependent on your cards. If you keep pulling traps, there's literally nothing you can do.
True,
So
but I
I would
mean,
say this
you
deck
don't
is
have
pretty
to.
heavily monsters. I would say.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have to play a high proportion of traps in it, if any.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's read that trap card. Banish cyber dragons are different levels from your hand. Face up with dual ends. Okay, so it's like killing yourself, but killing their cards.
And then
Of
obviously
sorts.
Cyberload Fusion, you can use the stuff you banish as a quick play to make a fusion summon.
I didn't read that. That is good, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna bring Amazon S down to 7.5. The
interesting.
War Rock to 8.
Yeah,
And these guys I'm putting at 7.5.
interesting. I think we've got one last archetype here, which is Gunkan Suship. Ignore the art, just I just
Sushi
realized,
boat.
yeah, we got the sushi in the house.
Oh, Suship. Ah, okay.
Sus ship, kind of sus. Not gonna lie.
Okay. If this card's X-ray, 60 summon.
They all have effects that can get to Shari somehow.
So
The
that
effect
can make
monsters.
you draw a card. This card gains ability to attack.
So do you know what attack directly means? Like I'm
Just attack that.
so it means essentially even if your opponent has monsters, it can just hit the opponent directly. Like
Oh, sweet.
I think you have something like that in like Hearthstone as well, where you just naturally can attack directly.
Um, hmm. It's all right, but I don't. It's that good.
Interesting.
You can use that once per turn, though. That's the thing. So you could just continually just use that second ability.
Oh, what, the attack
Um,
directly?
yeah, the attack directly, and you could just keep using that, and you could win battle pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was gonna
Unless,
say
of
it.
course, they have some kind of negate or
It,
Raigeki
it
to
gives,
take
though
that
it
away.
does have the negate effect in the main phase. So if your opponent activated Raigeki in the main phase, you could potentially negate it using Dreadnought.
Okay.
Because you can do up to like, I think there are 3 Xyz monsters, so 3 negates. Don't hold me to that. I meant to know what these cards do, but I don't
Most
know.
powerful. I'm putting this at 6.5. I don't think it's as strong as the others.
Interesting. Okay, so out of the 5 that are here, one of them belongs to a meta archetype that is extremely strong. Oh, which one do you feel is the meta archetype?
It's between three. It's between either Amazoness, Cyber, or it's the War. I think.
Yeah?
Um,
Give me your best
can we
shot.
go
Do you want to go back?
Can you go back to the Amazoness for a second?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be that hard to fusion summon that Amazoness Empress.
No, there are cards that do get to Queen. To be fair, there are a couple of
Exactly. I
cards that
don't think
summon
it's
from
going to be
deck.
that hard to get that. So I feel like that's a pretty easy kind of
Though
one to
Queen
get.
is a level 5 monster, so if you didn't have like a polymerization or something that fused from hand, you'd have to have it on the field, and then use because I think the Ams. Actually, no, I think the Amazon is fusion spell fuses from hand or field. To be fair, oh god,
That gives it an extra 200 attack. So that brings it to 3k as well. And then if that one's down as well, that brings it to 3.5. I'm
yeah.
liking this. I'm liking Amazoness.
It
Can we go
wouldn't.
back to Warrock, please?
Yeah, I was gonna say just. I'll quickly comment. Onslaught. It's only if it's summon. It's the monster summoned from the hand that gains 500, so it can't summon a fusion monster from the extra deck.
Okay, so that wouldn't go to 3.5 then.
No, it goes to 3,000. But yeah, do you want to go back to Warwick then?
3k.
How about
Warrock, please. Hmm. You can just instant summon that. Um,
and Mountain of
you can
course.
activate this pack. This card can do this turn. Also, oh, can't. Oh, game 200.
So what is it about Warrock that's like really appealing to you as sort of what do you
Well,
think makes it a meta
it's more
contender?
due to the fact that you can just straight up just summon that Warrock Basilios
Yeah, and
and just get it down the field. You don't have to like do a lot of my branded stuff. You have to tribute summon things for like the glider or whatever, you know.
I mean Glider isn't a branded card to be fair. It was just in there.
Well, whatever, you know, it's in that pack,
But
and I'm calling it branded. Okay.
fair enough.
um, only use each effect of Warrock Basilios once per
It's a hard once per turn, so if you had
one
2
Warrock
Basilios, you could only
turn.
use one of their effects.
I think Warrock is very strong. One more look at the Cyber Dragon, please.
Side dragons. There we go.
The thing is, because I know your like playstyle
There,
a bit, you're able to get so many cards on the field so quickly.
um, also,
You being able to summon that dragon would
yeah,
be very
there
good.
are smaller fusion monsters that don't need 3 Cyber Dragon, by the way. So it's not just that's your only option
Yeah,
for a boss, but that's what's generally regarded as biggest boy, or at least the original biggest boy.
So what are you asking me to think the best deck or the most powerful or
I
the most
what
like
do you think
strategically
is
best?
no? What do you think is just the outright best deck? If I take it to a tournament, what
Outright
do you think would
best
perform
deck.
best?
Well, you always say that dragons are generally they look good, but they're not kind of okay. So I'm gonna say it's not the cyber dragons.
Interesting.
So
Okay,
between
so
the
we're left.
Amazoness and the Warrock,
No,
I
no
think
Suship appeal for you? No, Suship's
nope,
not doing it?
Suship doesn't appeal.
Ah, okay.
I
So
I'm gonna have to go with Amazoness. I think it's probably the best one, and I think Warrock is probably a very close second. I would say.
interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to go build me an Amazoness deck for me to show you how it goes. So, Amazoness best deck question mark? Well, I mean, arguably it's in a better position than it was before the new support, but let's see how well we can build Amazoness to the best of our ability and see what he makes of it after showing him a performance against in in a competitive game. So it's been about probably half an hour since you've made your decision. How are you feeling now? Explain your thoughts, because you talking to me earlier.
What I'm feeling is
Yeah,
that maybe Amazoness maybe wasn't the right way to go. I'm thinking maybe Warrock been the way to go,
War Up.
but I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna stick. We'll see what the Amazonesses can do.
Okay,
Hopefully, I'm gonna say they pulled it for me.
I will show you a replay. This replay will be fast paced because I'm not going to go play by play because that takes ages for people to watch. But like I'll pause at the end of each turn
Only
roughly.
4 turns, so it's got to be pretty good.
I'll swap to my POV. So I
Hang on,
can,
what's this layout?
what do you mean? So so can you see my mouse? Well, I mean you
Yeah.
see the zones. Those are the 5 monster zones, 5 spell and traps, EMZ, graveyard, banished, and field zone. Do you get? And then life points up there, and this is just card info.
What
And
does it look like when I play though?
it's just Master has like sort of custom stuff.
Okay, fair enough.
It's oriented slightly different. We're up against Ishizu Naturia here with some Vernisylph mixed in. And the end board of our opponent is a Draco Berserker at the 10 year. That's their end board with a Bestial in hand, which can banish something, a light or a dark from grave. So now it's my go. I'll use Amazoness called Search and Terraforming to grab the field spell. Activate the field spell. Use Spiritualist, return the field spell to hand. Activate Spiritualist effect, chain the Pendulum guy in grave. Summon Princess Thing is, then Drake Berserker to banish off, chained Fuse, and I'll make an Amazoness Empress. As you can see, Empress is easy to make, so you are right about that. Our opponent's going to shuffle some stuff from grave into the deck, and they're going to make a Mole Cricket. I don't know what I just used there. Um, But anyway, yeah, so you were right about Empress being very easy to make in the deck, as Amazoness Princess can substitute itself for Queen, or it becomes Queen. So we have got that on field now. And they can get out Sunflower Camellia, and our Empress is able to attack every monster they control now because of the spell card. So that's the end of my first turn. How are you feeling now?
Very, very confident.
So I managed to wipe their entire field apart from end phase when they've used Swarm.
And you took away 6,500 life points.
Yes. Because Amazon's Call allows one monster to attack every monster they control.
Yeah.
We'll use Call here, grabbing Amazoness from deck to hand. They'll link to Alsa, and then Jerusalem will send this, and then they'll probably use Alsa. So we've got Amazoness Queen here. Our Amazoness can't be destroyed battle. However, Unicorn's then going to spin it back into deck. Sacred Tree will then search a Naturia card, which will be Blessing. They'll activate Blessing to something from Graveyard. They'll use Camellia here. I'm assuming they're going to send a Sacred Tree. If I remember correctly, yeah, Sacred Tree. And then we'll search another Blessing. Activate the Blessing. And they will summon a Mole Cricket effect, and Camellia will substitute the Tribute. And then Kelbic will mill more of our deck. And they'll put stuff back into deck. They'll make a Naturia Beast, which this is infinite spell negates, by the way, I should say. We'll activate Onslaught, and they'll make a Cheng Ying. Cheng Ying, if anything's banished, it can banish stuff from the opponent's field and grave, but it can't activate in damage calc. They'll bring back a Naturia Beast. We'll use Village. And we will essentially banish their entire field apart from Unicorn. We'll use Call here to search a War Chief. They'll use Medora to shuffle stuff back in, including our Spiritualist, which was inconvenient. War Chief will summon itself at 3100 attack points. Pendulum Summon. They'll use effective Mole Cricket, bring it back, and Mole Cricket will tribute itself to get Stink Bug, which would negate any battle. However, our opponent then leaves the duel and surrenders here. So that's an interesting way to end. However, I thought I would leave it open-ended to see how you feel. So Ishizu Naturia on power level is roughly rogue. It's not meta, but it's not a bad deck. So what
Amazoness isn't the one.
what are your no? I'm not saying. What are your thoughts now after seeing the full replay? What do you think?
I'm gonna stick.
You think Amazoness?
I think Amazoness. I think it's the meta.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so you're sticking by your opinion. Amazoness is the best deck here.
I think Amazoness. And I think the War Rock is probably very close second, I would say.
So yeah, you're not feeling Cyber Dragons or Gunkans or even Spright at all?
No, not Spright at all, I'm not saying.
Okay,
I don't think the Suship's going to be that good. I feel like it's probably just going to be like there's a few good cards. But I feel like it's mostly
interesting.
going to be kind of a nah kind of one.
Okay, so you are right about Suship. Suship is a very meh deck. I personally really find it very funny to play. No one really sees it coming. However, it's definitely not classed as a good deck at all.
It feels like it doesn't feel like it would be amazing.
Yeah, it just does its thing, but it's not good enough to compete with the best. Cyber Dragons also it's a fun deck. It makes big monsters. It's not competitive though. It's definitely on the casual side. So because it.
Much.
So you thought it was between Warrock and Amazoness. You were discarding Sprite.
Yes.
Well, I have to tell you, Sprite is the second best deck available currently in the format.
That's rubbish, mate.
Now, to be fair, it's hard to tell from 3 cards what the best deck is, but Sprite is. It's fallen off in comparison to Telements currently. However, before Telements got their new support, Sprite was objectively the best deck. And the reason is they can span the field with Link level and rank 2 monsters, make like 3 or 4 negates and untargetable and undestroyable monsters. Gigantic Sprite means your opponent cannot interrupt with cards such as Nibiru, which because neither player can summon level or rank 2 or link 2 or higher monsters. So your opponent is also locked into level, rank, or link 2 monsters. And it also just has such powerful like searching abilities. It keeps searching all their cards. So yeah, Sprite is actually the best deck here in the meta deck. any any last words I should probably say?
Right. It just doesn't look like it'd be that great, to be honest. Like when you look at the Amazoness and you look at all the abilities, it just seems like it's better.
I
The
think
Warrock I like because of the fact that you can just straight up summon Specialos, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it
War
is.
Brachelios.
Warrock Bachilios.
Yeah, I think the
You can
thing
just
is,
straight summon him, and he's pretty strong attack there.
I
So
think yeah,
it just seems powerful.
I think the thing is with modern Yu-Gi-Oh now, and a lot of again like as a new player you probably won't have seen this. A lot of it is orientated around negation. It's not how whoever has the biggest monster. It's often who can make the most stuff to interfere with what the opponent's doing to stop them playing the game. Because if your opponent has no, because the Sprite deck has multiple cards which can negate, and it also has some text which can negate. And if your opponent cannot play, well, they're not going to be bringing out a big monster to beat over your slightly smaller than usual level 2s. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Let me know if you want to see something like this again, something similar or different ideas we can do, especially with you being like learning the game, I guess. But yeah,
Oh
so
yeah,
I
that'd be great.
hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time.